Attention all raiders. Regroup and concentrate attack.
Your name is Cuntface! You fucking Cuntface! Blam!
How many times do you actually have to run over a stripper before they'll die? Wait, what?
Mother, she's just a customer.
She's a slut!
Who's a slut? I'm a slut. Let's party.
As I observed in a tweet the other day, you can break this kind of franchise vandalization down into 5 easy steps. Step 1. Find a once popular franchise that hasn't seen any activity in a while, but still retains a loyal fanbase you can exploit for cash. Step 2. Announce that a remake/reboot/revival is on the way, and confidently declare that it's for the fans. Step 3. Remove most of the key components that made it popular in the first place, and fill the gaps with a mixture of unlikable new characters and a heavy dose of identity politics. Step 4. Blame the resulting fan backlash on a small group of toxic trolls and reactionary man-babies, and dismiss negative reviews as an organised campaign orchestrated by the usual collection of ists and phobes. Step 5. Confidently declare that all fan bases are unwilling to accept change and growth, then move on to the next franchise and circle back to step 1.
Not a great plan.
They say the definition of insanity is repeating the same process over and over again and expecting different results, but that seems to be Hollywood's MO these days. Again and again, studios dig up the corpses of old franchises, go on to debase them in the worst way possible, and then act surprised when longtime fans vocally complain about it. It's a bit like serving someone their favourite meal at their favourite restaurant, except the meal has a big steaming turd on top, and the serving staff are all wearing—
I was just doing a little test. Little test to see if you'd gone crazy.
Honestly, it's almost farcical how many times this shit's happened. Ghostbusters, Terminator, Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, and now Masters of the Universe. The list of franchises that have been destroyed or badly damaged seems to grow longer with every passing year, and I guess the question I keep asking myself is, why? Why do people never learn from this shit? In fact, why even remake stuff in the first place? Well, the last one is probably the easiest to answer, and it neatly explains step 1 of the process. The benefits of reviving an old IP are kind of obvious. There's a built-in audience that's hungry for more content, and that's pretty fucking important now.
Let me do that shit. Caroline gets dumb bitch all over everything. Then I gotta bounce because it's Heavy Flow Friday. You gotta see how I murdered this tampon!
No, bitch pudding. Just go.
Ahem! Gonna need your gas card! Suck my dick, temp job! I'm up to Reno, baby! Not today, kids!
We're kind of drowning in a sea of entertainment these days. There's so many TV shows, movies, miniseries, and fuck knows what else that people don't know what the hell they're supposed to be watching now. And any original property that does come out is up against so many competitors that its chances of success are about the same as a homeless man getting into a high-end strip club. And believe me, I know all about that.
I'm motel for jerking off! Time to bash my bean on a pile of cash.
Which brings me along to step 2. Remaking or rebooting something that's already well known is a surefire way of attracting desperately needed attention. It becomes your unique selling point, something to help you stand out from the sea of bland, generic shite floating all around you. And in theory, it should be a win-win situation for everyone. Fans of the IP should be happy to see their favourite franchise gloriously brought back to life. Revamped, improved and modernised. It's like being reunited with your high school sweetheart, but instead of the boring middle-aged marketing consultant with cellulite, stretch marks and high-functioning alcohol dependency that she's turned into, she's young and beautiful and adventurous again.
There's more dead birds in here than Woody Woodpecker's fuck dungeon.
My name is Norman Bates. My hobby is taxidermy.
And my hobby's getting stuffed. But I don't hang my cooch on the wall.
But it all depends on one thing, not fucking it up. And this brings us to the most crucial point in the process.
Oh, Mother, I'm sorry.
No, you're not sorry.
He straight up Gollum and shit?
See, people tend to be kind of protective of stuff they enjoy, and they naturally get pretty nervous when someone fucks with it. Now, it's easy for bitter, lonely, cynical people who've never loved or cared about anything in their entire lives to write this sort of behaviour off as fan entitlement. I mean, how many trashy articles have you read bemoaning yet another fan backlash to an unpopular remake of an old IP? But the truth is that it's got less to do with entitlement and more to do with basic human psychology. People naturally form attachments to things that they invest a lot of time in, and the more they invest, the greater the attachment, especially with things that made a big impact on them at a young age.
It's time to change your diaper, Mother.
Go smash your testicles with the toilet seat, dear.
Oh, Mama, you got out of my head and you're real.
I'm gonna be up in your ass if you don't do as I say.
I did what you said, Mother!
Wait, Mother only makes me smash my testicles on Tuesdays.
That was not my mother!
Naturally, fans like this tend to seek out other like-minded people to share their enthusiasm. They form social media groups and fan clubs, they build websites, write fanfiction, buy merchandise, and go to conventions. It all adds up to a strong sense of investment and emotional attachment, and the natural result of attachment is protectiveness.
What have you done to Mother?
Sorry, but you can only real doll your dead mama for so long before she needs a freaking shower.
Imagine that I gave your favourite childhood toy to some random stranger with the vague promise that he's going to do something very interesting with it. You're probably going to feel pretty nervous about that. But then imagine how you'd feel if he totally fucked it up. Which brings me neatly along to step 3, the point at which everything goes wrong. There's no easy way of saying this, but a lot of the movies, TV shows, games and comics that were made by previous generations just wouldn't get made today, mostly because they contain stuff that's now considered problematic.
You never hit a mentally ill person with his dead mother's severed leg. It's a real trigger.
Then trigger warning, bitch.
Strong, capable, heroic male protagonists? That doesn't play out too well today. Traditional femininity, beauty and sexual attractiveness? Forget about it. Minority characters with even a hint of racial insensitivity? That's a big red flag right there. Platonic same-sex friendships? Are you kidding? Storylines that imply women are physically weaker than men or require them to be rescued? No fucking way, sunshine.
This place smells like my granny's embalmed asshole. Gonna jerk it outside.
Basically, there's a lot of unwritten rules about what you can, or more importantly, can't, include in modern storytelling. It's a bit like living in the Soviet Union in the 1950s, where artists were forbidden from producing anything that criticised or contradicted the official state ideology.
Hello? The police? Yes, this is Norman Bates. There's a psycho after me.
Snip, snip. Fuck nut.
So it is in modern Hollywood, where there's few quicker ways of ending your career than expressing any thoughts or ideas that go against the message.
Corn face, blam! Corn face, blam, bitches! Da-da-da-da! Bitch blam!
Now that's all great and everything, but the obvious downside is that it doesn't leave writers with a whole lot of artistic freedom. It also means that old franchises being remade today have to have every problematic element carefully screened, removed, edited or censored, and replaced with stuff that's deemed politically acceptable, which usually means destroying or compromising the very things that made them popular in the first place. And what you're ultimately left with is a bland, dull, sanitized, politically correct modern story, shrouded in the veneer of a classic IP.
I love traveling with you.
Should we, Put your hands cock in it!